Imagine working under the most arrogant, power-hungry boss you've ever met. A man who thrives on breaking people down, who takes your hard work, your sleep, and your sanity, then still calls you lazy. Now, imagine discovering that this same man had been running from a dark, decade-old secret. And that secret was tied to your phone number. If you've ever wanted to watch karma find someone who thought they were untouchable, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready for one of the most poetic revenge stories you'll ever hear. Because this time, fate didn't need to knock. It already had my number. It started back in 2004. I had just finished high school and mobile phones were becoming a big deal where I lived. My parents bought me my first phone, a second-hand Nokia. Bulky, scratched up, missing half the keypad labels. But to me, it was freedom in my pocket. I promised myself that one day I'd buy a brand new phone with my own hard-earned money. Fast forward to my first year of college. After months of saving every spare coin and thanks to a small academic award, I finally did it. A shiny new Sony Ericsson K300i and a premium SIM card to match. Little did I know, that SIM card carried someone else's past. Within days, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. Every few hours. Hello, is this Bitsa? We're calling from the bank. Can we speak to Mr. Bitsa about his payments? I'd sigh, tell them they had the wrong number, and hang up. At first it was annoying. Then it became routine. I was so used to it, I started keeping a block list. Every time I upgraded my phone, I had to rebuild it manually, name by name, number by number. I didn't know it yet, but this random stranger named Bitsa was going to come back into my life in the most unexpected, twisted way imaginable. By 2010, I landed my first serious job. Fresh out of college, full of hope, and zero idea how brutal the corporate world could be. The project I was assigned to had a reputation: burnout, breakdown, people quitting without notice. And all of it traced back to one man, the project manager, Bits. From the very first day, his name echoed through the halls like a curse. He ruled through fear. Emails before sunrise, meetings after midnight. If you dared to take a lunch break, you'd come back to a string of messages questioning your commitment. He loved humiliating people. Once, he made a teammate read their mistake out loud in front of the entire office, then laughed while everyone sat in silence. He changed deadlines on a whim just to watch people panic. He'd claim every victory as his own, and when something went wrong, he'd throw his team under the bus. No one dared to challenge him. He had this air of invincibility, like he wasn't touchable. And the worst part was, he was from my own hometown. That stung, because where I came from, we were taught that success didn't have to come with cruelty. Then, in 2012, our company merged with the parent firm. New systems, new email infrastructure, and, most importantly, an organization chart. And that's when I saw it. His full name, Bitsa. At first I thought, no way, that can't be the same one. But the area code of my old calls, the timeline, the attitude, something in me knew. To be sure, I reached out to an old mentor, a retired teacher from our town who'd coached hundreds of students over the years. I just asked casually, "Hey, do you remember anyone named Bitsa who used to study here?" He paused, then sighed. That boy. Always thought he was smarter than everyone else. Got into trouble later on, too. Heard he owed people a lot of money. And that was all the confirmation I needed. The man who had made my work life miserable was the same man whose mess I'd been cleaning up for nearly a decade over the phone. For years, I had endured his tantrums, his disrespect, his endless cycle of humiliation. But now I held something he didn't even know existed. A direct line to the trail of chaos he'd left behind. That night, I sat staring at my contact list. Over 150 numbers I'd blocked through the years. Debt collectors, bank reps, credit card agencies. And I thought, why not give them what they've been looking for? So I unblocked every single number. And the very next morning, the calls started pouring in again. Hello, is this Mr. Bitsa? Oh, you're looking for him? I think he's using a new number now. I'd smile to myself and oh so politely give him his current work number. And just in case he tried to pull some corporate trickery to deflect it, I generously provide his manager's number too. Within days, my phone was blowing up with follow-ups. Turns out they'd been hunting for him for years. He had racked up hundreds of thousands in unpaid loans. Not just his own. He'd borrowed under family members' names, his wife, even his uncles and aunts. And every time, he gave them my number as his contact. No one could ever reach him. Until now. I don't know exactly what went down in the office, but whispers started spreading fast. Bitz was always on his phone suddenly, arguing in hushed tones, pacing in the hallway. He looked paler by the day. His usual confidence, gone. People said he was getting dozens of calls a day. Banks, lawyers, debt agencies, all demanding to speak with him. And when he stopped answering, they started calling his manager. That's when everything blew up. 2 months later, the unthinkable happened. Bitz was gone. Fired. No goodbye email, no farewell party. Just gone. Some said he fled the city. Others claimed the lawsuits finally caught up to him. Me? I didn't care. All I knew was that for the first time in years, my phone was quiet. I'd spent nearly a decade living with that man's ghost, his calls, his cruelty, his chaos. And in the end, all it took was one quiet act of poetic justice. He used my number to run from his past, but when karma came knocking, I made sure it had the right address. Some people think revenge means anger, but sometimes it's just balance, the universe evening the scales. Because when you build your success on lies and cruelty, eventually, those lies find your number. If this story made you grin even a little, smash that like button and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories where karma doesn't knock twice. It calls.